right,
it
guys.
almost looks like
Police pursuit.
it's just a line.
And
Yeah.
Downey
Those
Norwalk,
CHP
which
vehicles
kind of
right behind
where
this
I work in the
this
area.
blue car, and we're just kind of following along in a line. Nothing overly over the top
Sure.
at the moment.
Yeah, which we did see him going pretty quickly earlier when he was on the freeway blowing through that stop sign there. Also important to note, Gio, some of the things
Okay,
that
we got
we
Fox
do not
as well.
know is, what exactly led up to, the stolen car situation. As it looks like he's coming to a stop here
Yeah, it's
in the
coming to
middle
a
of the
stop. It's not
street
getting in.
in the Downey
Nope.
Norwalk area, taking
Making
another
a left
left-hand turn. I mean, the one thing that he has going for him is that you're right, there are not a lot of dog walkers or people, on the sidewalk right now because it's just such a dreary evening. But it is curious to see him go so slow.
And it is in a residential area, as you can see, all the front yards, all the homes, all the cars parked in their driveways, and even cars on the opposite side of the street just sort of waiting as everybody sort of makes their way through. So normally we have questions about, is this an area that's familiar to someone, familiar to the driver, to the suspect, and maybe they're looking for an avenue to ditch the car and run away, or maybe switch it out, or run into backyards, because you have all these avenues of quote unquote escape, even though we know that things are handled pretty tightly right now as you sort of refocus and see where
Try to see
it
what way he goes.
went.
All right, what is he
And
doing?
right
Here's
there?
his,
No.
Nope, going left.
Okay, so it kind of stopped right in front of that building, right? And just kind
Well,
of
and once again, if you're just now joining us, stolen car pursuit here in the Downey Norwalk area. We are seeing a bit of weather, so
Can you guys
that's
hear
why
me?
our screen isn't quite as clear as it normally would be on a clear night where we are not dealing with rain, as we see that guy just blow through the intersection there. No telling if it was a red light or not. But he's been making those very slow left and right-hand turns through these neighborhoods and streets. And Gio, you just talked about the cars that are parked on the streets. It's causing him to have to slow down, but it is also something CHP is taking into account because of course, their number one thing is the safety of the public and not wanting to put anybody else in unnecessary danger. But it does appear they want this guy.
Right.
So now, I mean, we'll see how, because initially, if you're just joining us, see now traffic.
He's back on the freeway.
That is what it's for. So it's gonna, if we start veering in and out of traffic like we normally see in pursuits, and you have had the variable in the weather, that's where it starts getting more dangerous than it already typically is. And it's hard enough to see when you have bad weather on the roads, and how difficult to drive for so many people in bad weather. Now, listen to it could be a potential disaster sort of get to that.
And it's stressful too, right? You're worried about the rain, you're driving out the way, already trying to stay safe, and just see all these CHP officers. We saw, quite a war a little bit earlier. Now we've got what appears to CHP agents, they're very aggressive, working on these kind of pursuits. They just want to obviously stay with this guy, but it is surprising as they pick up speeds here to see the rain and part of
Yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know if it's raining right now.
Initially broke in. He was on the 91, I believe going westbound at the time. We can double check that at some point. And then veered, took the exit on Park Avenue, got into the Downey Norwalk area, hung around those surface streets, residential areas for a bit, and then went back on the 91. So he sort of circled back to where we initially started, and this is what we're talking about, right? With the weather, and it's so hard to make out what's going on. Obviously, you see the lights from CHP, and I'll be honest with you, it's kind of hard to tell where exactly the pursuit suspect is right now.
At this point, you can't see though. I mean, it's a blue car that we're watching, but even in this area, because of all the rain, you can't even tell, what color any of these cars are. The only distinguishable factor here is, of course, the CHP lights. We've seen some people put on their hazards as they try to figure out what's going on. But Gio, do we see that other officer turn his lights off, or is he just out of the frame?
That's a good question, because I had the same reaction and response. You don't see him. Yeah, he might have already veered off, or they might have reassessed their tactics here. Though I wonder now if that.
All right, let me go ahead and open up the chat.
Got another wreck. I mean, again, we're seeing so much rain. It could be a completely separate incident that we are just having to pass here as we watch that CHP officer.
I guess CHP is behind.
Still following.
Yeah, I think that might just be a wreck. Honestly.
Oh, there goes CHP. The second one turned his lights back on.
Okay, so
right ahead of him. Yeah.
You got one and you got two, and I don't even know where the car is at.
As we continue to follow along here, because it's obvious that it makes it that much more complicated.
Right.
Keeping an eye on what was a blue vehicle, we know that the want was a stolen vehicle. We don't know if there's anybody else besides just the driver in
Right.
that car that they're going after
Yeah.
right now. But obviously, the dynamics of safety and everything else is already increasingly complicated when you're in a pursuit situation. But now add on the complication of weather and how, even just an hour ago, we were in our 5 o'clock newscast showing on cars hydroplaning
Yeah.
and ramming into each other. and
Without a
others.
chase.
Right.
Without
Yeah.
a chase, right?
It's
and
just normal driving, and
That's
they're
just
having
trying
issues.
to avoid stalled
Yeah.
cars, and then
As
it gets
we-
into a
yeah.
crazy situation. So obviously, and weather, of course, we have to bring them into account for SkyCal as well,
Sure.
because we have to be careful with the safety of the crew and everything else, just in case that becomes something to
Of an
monitor.
issue.
So
And also important to note, I
Right,
saw that
backing out.
CHP officer pull off of that and exit. So it could be that they've terminated this pursuit simply because it's just not safe. But of course, we're going to continue to track this for you. The pursuit of a stolen vehicle here in the Downey Norwalk area. If we have any more information for you, we will of course bring it
backing
to
out.
you as we get it. Thanks so much for joining us here for this break-in.
I mean, yeah, it's raining. It's probably foggy, the weather. I mean, I guess. Alright.
Unfortunately, low cloud, so we're having to stay where we are at the moment, believing that he may have approached or driven towards Long Beach Airport. So we believe the last heard he was moving westbound on Alondra.
Alright guys, we are gonna go ahead and back out of this because I think it's a wrap.